You never care about gift, never care nothing. Say that you had no time for that. And when I made a plan, you always felt boring. And I know why I'm still love you. I'm missing the face. When we're like that, when we're like the same. When we're like that, I'm missing the face. When we're like that, we're like the same. When we're like that, I'm missing the
Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time. Buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound.
Ooh, good evening, everyone. It's 5 in here, and I'm just going to kind of like finalizing all the questions just sent me in that video. Hello all, how you all doing? Well, I mean, I have lots to kind of like, kind of collate actually. So if you don't mind me giving me a little bit more time, then maybe I could kind of start off with the questions. And if you haven't already, go ahead and comment in that video that I've posted before. If you still haven't done so, then you should do it before I start the giveaway. Moreover, tomorrow is the Friday night with Wild. I should get it closer. Tomorrow is the Friday night with Wild. So if so as for tomorrow, it's an open forum. We're talking about the Twister Cup teams, a virtual Twister Cup, where hypothetically all the winners of each region will advance to this offline tournament, and we will discuss who will have the best chance of winning that tournament. So if you want to join in tomorrow and talk about this topic, then feel free to do so. We will also talk about the wild card, so the second placing team of each region. Which team do you think deserves to be in that Blitz Cup finals? We'll see very soon. Well, then let's actually start. I tried to kind of like have the questions on this side, but the problem is I try it with Google Chrome, and it's just not really working. So if you could bear with me, I haven't really kind of like cropped the kind of do some cropping and so on. Just bear with me with having nothing on this side to kind of get your questions here. And hello, a lot of chat here. That's really good. Hello everyone. Hello everyone in general. If you have any questions that you want to ask me in this stream, do post it in the chat. So my moderators will put a link in the description. Yeah, this is also a stream that you will get keys, just to make sure. Just joking, it isn't the case. So my moderators will just collect me the questions, and I will try to answer them all while I'm trying to answer all your questions you asked me in the comment section. So actually, let's begin with how did you start playing this game? Which there are, I found out 8 people asked me this question, which is quite a lot. Well, long story short, I hope everyone you can hear me. If you cannot, just say it in the chat. Long story short, it was back in my high school years where a lot of my peers are playing this game, at the tank game, and I was like struggling whether to kind of play this game or not, because I'm not really a player, not really a person that does a lot of like video games and so on. And well, so if so it took me a while to start playing this game, and I don't know, maybe I just don't want to be like left out for a long time. So in the end, I played this game really thanks to my best friend back in my high school. Actually got me into this game, and that's how I start playing this game actually. It's really peer pressure, I must say. Where are my keys? You don't have keys. No, you're not going to have keys. Okay, the second question people ask is, what is your favorite tank? 5 people asked me this question a lot. My most favorite tank, I would say T28 in tier 4, not because it's a really good tank now. It used to be a really good tank with the PP gun, which it's like the only counter to that DW2 back in tier 4, back in the days. And this tank also holds a very special place in my heart, because this is a tank where I started to become somewhat of a good player. So now I just have a lot to kind of thank T28 for the tier 4 tank. It's just a really good tank, really good medium in a tier 4. I will going to show the screen to choose the winner, so don't worry about that. So T28 in tier 4 is going to be my all-time favorite in this game, just because it means a lot to me. So the next question is, where do you live, and where are you from? 4 people asking me this question. Where do I live? Right now I'm living in the United Kingdom, or to be more specific, in Scotland, but I won't get into much detail about that. And where am I from? I'm from Hong Kong, if you haven't known already, and that's why you're seeing, like, if you don't see the rays, then thank God. But but yeah, I'm from Hong Kong, and I don't know when I will go back. That's kind of a big question because lots have changed in Hong Kong, and I really love living here. To not gonna lie, it's a really good place to live. I mean, Scotland with all the food that I could buy. I mean, I have lots of food that I could choose from to eat, and so on. So, yeah, that's a question. Next question: how did you start YouTube? 3 people asked this question. One of you guys said my gaming chair is good. Eurasia. I don't know. I just pick it randomly in Amazon and just it looks fine, and I was just go yeah, go ahead with it. And also it's also that the chair I was using, the kind of the back seat just broke, and it's just like I need something to lean on, and that's why I bought this gaming chair here. Coming to the UK. Yeah, so how did I start YouTube? Actually, that was an opportunity. It was Satan asking for someone to co-commentate with him. And at that time, I was like, I really love tournaments, but I don't have a team to work with. So the only way to get back into tournaments is to commentate. And that's how I took the offer and start my YouTube. And besides that, the reason why I want to start commentating in YouTube in the first place is that, which 2 more people asked why did I start commentating tournaments in the first place, is because I really wanted to show the technical side of tournaments. I really want to show how callers think, because I called a lot before. How callers think about situations and what kind of mistakes that teams would make, and and to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of tournament streams have really showcased what people have done well or what people could have done better. And I hope with me being in this commentary lineup, and I could start getting a little bit more technical with the terms and with the client war side of things, and that's why I started YouTube. And I hope I did a fine job with that, to be I hope, really. Right. Okay, so someone asked me how old am I. I'm going to answer that question later. Someone asked me, Grandpa 69. I'm not Betsy, don't worry. Hello, little Timo. Next question. What are your favorite tier tanks? 3 people asked me this question. My favorite tier tanks, are always going to be mediums. Don't think I'm going to name any heavy tank that is my favorite. Sorry. My most favorite tier 10 tank has got to be the T62A. It's just a really fantastic tank. And after that buff from 5 degrees to 7 degrees, it is just a completely different tank, a completely different medium tank. That tank can hold down, has really good DPM, has a really accurate gun, and it's relatively mobile. By me, some of my next favorite tier tanks would be T282 medium with really good armor and could bounce stuff on the way. And then you have the Object 140, which is relatively mobile. The armor, you can use the armor sometimes, and it's very mobile, really good for flanking. And I really love Vickers Light as well. Vickers Light has got to be the tank that is a big upgrade from the bat chart, where you could spot tanks up and you can use it like camo, and wow. It's just, I think I won't be able to name any of the heavy tanks that I love. No, VK. VK is probably one of my least favorite, actually, for some bad reason. Oh, Projector! French forget. Yes, Projector. Yes, obviously. If you do a double Projector platoon, then Projector is definitely a really good tank if you kind of like communicate with one another really well. I'm sorry, French forget. But I think we should do again double Projector platoon, which can be absolutely fantastic to play when in a platoon. And if you want to increase your win rate, if you have a really good platoon mate, and if you're good with mediums, go for a double Projector platoon. I'm sure you will get a lot of wins like that. And just go ahead and look at my Blitzdar stats with the Projector 65. I mean, more than 200 battles played, it's more than 80% of win rate, and it's quite stupendous. Thinking about that, like, most of your games are wins, like 80% of that in like 200 games, so Progetto is definitely a really good tank to play if you have a platoon, I would say. Otherwise, I think it's not going to be as good as it probably would turn out. Right. So, do you play Will of Tanks? That's the next question. 2 people asked me about this. No, I don't play Will of Tanks. I used to play Will of Tanks for a little while, but it's not. It's not a good game for me. It's just too big to open. Not a lot of things to cover from. I just couldn't get into the meta of World of Tanks, and the economy system of World of Tanks is just horrible. You just need a ton of credits to get it. It cannot be achieved without like spamming low tier tanks or like spending money into the game. So that's why. Oof. Next, which tier tank is the most OP? Tier tank is the most OP. Got to say, I would say T628. It's really OP because of the gun, and I don't know. A lot of things are good in T628. Just can't seem to name anything bad about that, apart from maybe the mobility. I mean, really, I think I can't really think of any other tier tank which is, I mean, can't really think of a bad thing about T628. And other than that, T22 medium is also very overpowered because of the mobility and also the armor. The armor is just amazing. I mean, considering you can bounce shots left, right, and center, it's just like, oof, how is this possible? And I don't know which other tank would be more OP than that, but IS4 is also pretty good. I have IS4. I mean, good, very good overall. I think the best tank overall is just really good armor. Mobility is decent. I think the gun is what lets IS4 down, and the DPM. Right. So next question: do you play any other games? If so, which ones? I don't really play any other games, to be honest with you. World of Tanks is pretty much the only game I play at the moment, and it's already the game that occupies me a lot of time when I'm not in a good form. When I'm on till I can play World of Tanks splits for hours, and that's not good. If I'm in that status, it's hard to kind of pull myself out of it because I just want to kind of play good in the next match, and then the next match just don't feel satisfied, and they just keep on playing, and they just, oh, it's not good at all. It's not good at all. If so, which ones? I used to play a lot Halo in the past. No matter it's like Halo Reach or Halo 4, Halo 5. And now it's like Halo Master Chief Collection. If they bring back Rift War again, maybe I'll start playing it again, because Rift War is such a nice game mode. I'm just not technically skilled enough to play the Team Slayer or any other stuff, but it's a really good game. It's also the game that I grew up with. So, right. So next question is actually a really weird question. What is your shoe number? I checked. It's 9 in the UK, so it's kind of big for my height actually. So that's it's World Tank Split's my favorite game. Yes, actually, what if it's not my favorite game? I won't be spending tons of money or tons of time playing this. Really, I think one of the reasons why I love World Tank Split so much is the tournaments. The esports side of things is really exciting, and it's also second to none as well. You have really quick games, and you have, and it's cool. I mean, you have a lot to manage. It's like a really good alternative to competitive sports, in my opinion. And World Tank Splits can deliver that. To be honest with you, I'm not good in sports in real life, apart from maybe football. But only one position that I think I'm alright. But I suck in a lot of sports. So World Tank Splits with the esports really bring me to the field of sports, and I think this is the only sports that I'm good at, to be honest with you. Nope. So the winners will be announced after I answer all your questions. So be careful. Just wait. I'll announce 30 winners in this stream. 12 more will be announced in the 2 vs 2 tournament. Make sure you watch that stream as well to know whether you are the winner. Right. Where are my keys? Good. Next question. Can I get the pass? No, you cannot. So next question. How did you start with commentating tournaments, which I said before, and someone said I have nice hairpin. I probably might want to get a nice hairpin just because this is quite like a vanilla hairpin. Black. It just looks neutral. I'm just still getting the mental barrier of wearing a hairpin as a male, because it doesn't seem to have good reputation with a hair clip or hairpin concerning male. I'm trying to get over this kind of stereotype, which I'm trying my best, and I really now am comfortable with wearing a hair clip and tying and having long hair basically, which I have a lot of things I need to kind of like get over the mental barrier, so next question, how am I doing? No. I think I answered how did you start with commentating tournaments, because there was an opportunity to get back to tournaments, and it was the Blitz Pro League where I got back into tournaments, but in the form of commentating. So thank you, Satan, for that opportunity. And how am I doing? This question. Recent few days have been really, really hard for me. I'm really hoping things would get better in the end, but chances I probably won't. I still think there are still loads kind of, I don't know, just the last few days have been really horrible, and hopefully the next few days are going to be good. Good thing that I'm commentating tournaments, that's something that I enjoy doing, so... But I think it will require a miracle for this year to end really good. I'm not sure if that miracle is going to happen, but if that happens, then I'm going to be really, really happy. But if it doesn't, then I do understand, and probably the most probable, in my opinion. So, hello Tunzi, hello Razor, hello TK Lacera, hello Alex, hello Cyber Ghost, hello Daniel, and so on. So, yeah, I'm getting help though, but I really hope everything's going fine in the end, but just really, really trash few days, which I don't want to talk about that, but which is very private as well. Which shampoo do you use? Two people asked me this question, and what is my favorite shampoo brand? I didn't really have like, I didn't really look into the market of shampoos, but I'm currently using Pantene. Does that explain why my hair looks like this or something like that? But Pantene seems to be a good brand for me. I tried using supermarket brands, and they are just terrible. I lost a lot of hair because of that. So never use supermarket brands. Use more popular and reputable brands. So, Tunzi, maybe I will have a significant other. I don't know, but well, there is a question someone asked me about that. I would get into more. Well, I don't think I'll get into more detail, but I'll say a little bit more about that. Right. Hello, Crumbly. How are you doing? How many times do I use? I actually don't shower often, just because I don't go out often and I don't smell too much. Apart from cooking cooking a lot of meals, so that I will smell like a chef instead of my body odor. So yes. So next question, I think it's a really interesting question. 3 people asked this question. Why are you jinxing every team? Do you have secret abilities, and what is the key factor? I think this is a really good question that I want to get into that. Because the teams I'm saying here is just it's really, really shocking. I jinxed 3 servers out of 4. I mean, apart from the NA server, which I almost got it right. But let's start off with the Asia server. Feast actually getting out of the first day. I'm quite surprised about that, because the BlitzCon preliminaries, they are showing really good signs, and they really found the edge in the tournaments. And I don't know how they kind of fell apart because they really know how to be good in this tournament, and they really know how to punish the teams. Problem I'm thinking is, I think Maddox also made a long statement about this issue, the lack of training and the poor mentality the team has overall. And also, they also switched the meta a bit from their most comfortable meta with the mediums and lights, more mobile setup to a more heavier setup. And I think that's why I jinxed. That's why Feast got out in the first day. And HLV being like, I don't think anyone really predicted HLV to get the first place, to be honest with you, even though they are like around here for a long time. The reason is being that HLV, and also in the BlizzCon preliminaries, they didn't really show, I mean, what they are very good at, to be honest with you. They're like good at everything, like punishing people and so on. But yeah, HLV coming out on top, and I guess they trained a lot during the month, and I think that's why we didn't see HLV coming. And let's talk about CIS server 7-star getting off. I think there's some similar problems with Feast with the lack of training and the poor mentality that the team has. I'm even more shocked about 7-star getting out because 7-star has been really strong in the BlizzCon preliminaries. They looked unbeatable at one point. So right, so I think with 7-star would be really their teamwork just not doing well. Maybe Ufin Josh is having a really bad day, and also personally as well, because it doesn't look like the 7-star we all know and love. But Mercy winning this CIS server, I'm not surprised because I really like their playstyle, and I'm actually surprised that no other teams have found a way to counter Mercy effectively. G-Game tried their best in BlizzCon preliminaries, where they actually won 4-1 and used a lot of heavies, which I think is the best counter, which is very close to what NA server is playing. So I believe NA teams they face against Mercy, and I probably will say tomorrow, I think Rain has a really good chance of winning against Mercy. So if it happens in the end, I think it's going to be a really interesting stuff. Hello, Inament. And then talking about EU server Loka, I think it's just pure bad luck for them. I mean, they have 2 occasions of people not connecting, and then I mean, against Raid, I mean, they lost their second game against Raid on Middleburg, which is a really huge dent to the campaign, just mentally, really. And at this point, you don't have a lot to kind of offer in the end. They looked really shaky against Endgame as well, and I think the reason why they didn't perform as I expected is probably because that team is relatively new. So that's why I think Loka being the first is quite an optimistic prediction, but then when you look at BlizzCon preliminaries, you're like, I think Loka can do it, and then Legion and Endgame are like, they're underperforming there. So are we seeing like Legion and Endgame being like the 3rd and 4th place, while Loka can be the first and Raid can really do something really good in the knockout stages? So I got that prediction in the end, and that was quite an unusual prediction, I would say, for the EU server. And as for the NA server, someone asked me about that as well. Why did I not jinx the NA team? Because I think the NA server is actually the most confident I'm on, and the teams are more separated in terms of skills and teamwork, so they are much more stratified, so it's kind of relatively easy to predict the final standings. I only switched GMA and Ishtia, but I also said that Ishtia can be a lot better within the month because they have the skills, and they also have the stuff that could put them into that could bring them into a really good position. So yeah, I think that's a really good question. Why are you jinxing every team? So I think if I want to sum up with this, question, I would say first, the lack of practice could be a really big problem. Because you really need the practice to kind of, especially calls to train your mind, to train your calling, to get everything prepared, mentally prepared. And secondly, the mentality of players, whether they got a little bit complacent or whether they got really nervous. Because top 4, the knockout stage, is totally different story than, let's say, Blitzcrank preliminaries, where you just need to secure a top 4 place, not try to. And also the monetary prize pool has also got to play a part here as well. So yeah. Oof, so I got this question. Next, what is your favorite band or artist, and what do you love about them? Particularly asked by Seeker the Striker. I know you. This is a very interesting question to answer because I think I'm going to get a lot of hate with that. I do have a very peculiar taste in music, and but I would say my favorite artist has got to be Sleeping at Last, and they really produce some really introspective and touching songs. And I do advise you to take a look at some of their albums, particularly the Enneagram, which has some really great songs. 9 is actually the best song, I think, from that album, and I really love that song. Probably, I think I heard it this year, and it was amazing. Really long song, just kind of touched my soul, I would say. And then you have Saturn from Sleeping at Last, which is another absolutely beautiful piece. I mean, you have the first half being like complete instrumental, and then a really good melody. I mean, if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling a bit down, you're feeling like you want something to like cheer up or reminisce your beautiful past, then really Saturn is a really good piece, a good song that you could cry on, really. And then I think Seek and Destroy is going to hate me about saying that, but I do really love Billie Eilish with especially her ballads. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't think any other artist can produce better ballads than her, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's because most of the people are watching on YouTube, so yeah. I also love some of her weird stuff as well. Bad Guy, contrary to what some people think of, I really like how kind of like forward-thinking that song is, and I do like some avant-garde stuff, and it seems Bad Guy really hits me well, so and then you have Copycat, which is absolutely fantastic stuff. Just, I'm really happy that he actually won a lot of Grammys last year, and, well, I mean this year, and not really some kind of other mainstream artist, which I do think it's not good at all. What other artists? I mean, I love a lot of artists, don't get me wrong. It's just, the two that I could think of. I mean, for example, other artists like Rainbow, I really like as well. I do like Max, which is actually a really new Danish artist. So, oh gosh. Right. So, any other do I recall? Ruben from Norway is also really good. And yeah. Like Bishop Briggs, also very good. I don't know, I have a lot to name actually. Yeah, I listen to a lot of songs, so I probably can't recall the artists. So if I miss you, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Right, next, what is your favorite tier 8 tank? I would say Carnarvon, which is actually, I liked it a lot back in the days. I haven't played tier 8 a lot, so I can't really tell which tier 8 tank now I love. Hello, Alex. So, Carnarvon, what's really good about that, it has some okay armor, so you can work with held down alright, and it has really good gun. I think it's really accurate and really good penetration. They also have good DPM. It makes Carnarvon a really good heavy to drive, and when you can hold down, it's quite a beast actually. Even before the buff, I think it's one of my best tier 8 tanks I have. So I really love Carnarvon to quite some extent. Right, next is what is your favorite addition to World of Tank Splits in its lifetime? I have got to say it's going to be tournaments. If it's not tournaments, then this game would not be in this stage as it is today. Really thanks to tournaments, this game is much less boring and much more fun to play, and you have the tournaments that you can kind of really you have a lot of objectives to achieve it with a team that you try to build up with, and even if you're not in a team, you can watch the teams play some really exciting stuff. And I mean, it's also a completely different story to random matches and tournaments. The esports wargaming have done an amazing job with that. So if it's not for tournaments, then I probably would have moved on to another game. Really. Oh, it's 40 viewers. So, it is I Know You. Grumbly asks this question. Would you rather play T110E5 or IS7? Obviously, T110E5, hands down. I think the only reason that I will play the IS7 is the HE shell, but that's going to be the only reason. The T110E5 is just like good in almost everything. If you compare it to IS7, it can hold down. It has alright mobility. It has better gun. I think the armor is also better as well, so I'm not gonna lie, T110 E5 is definitely better than IS7. I'd rather play T110 E5 all day long. The reason I don't play a lot is because I usually do good in T110 E5, that's why I don't have to spend a lot of games to noobing their tank, and IS7 seems to be a tank that I need to noob a lot on, so I would say T110 E5, I got to say, really lovely tank. Okay, the next one is my mayonnaise an instrument? Good question here. Please don't take it as a joke, actually, because if you study music history, particularly the recent times, I think the teacher is going to be really, really enthusiastic about talking about those weird instruments and what 12-tone technique, or even those electronic stuff. I mean, Stockhausen, something like that. Schoenberg. I mean, my mayonnaise, the John Cage. One cannot mention John Cage if you talk about contemporary classical music, and I think John Cage is just absolutely. I mean, very ahead of his time. I think it's I forgot the name of that piece, Water something, which is actually uses the radio, the cattle, and other very weird stuff to kind of make music with that. And then mayonnaise, you could make it as an instrument if you want to kind of create a piece based on how you the sounds made by mayonnaise, like squishing sounds or smearing sounds, something like that. It's possible. Just don't laugh at that. Just ask your very edgy music teacher, and maybe they will have some advice on how to make use of mayonnaise as an instrument, actually. And yeah, horseradish can be an instrument, so... Oh... Great. So next question. What do you think about the upcoming Object 260 and AMX Enfield MLE 54? I think Wargaming is trying to do their best not to break tier 10, because they know the tier 10 tournaments, they break it, then they will lose a lot of money, a lot of viewership. So they need to. I do think that they are very caution about they're very I think caution, taking a lot of caution about tier 10 balance. Otherwise, you're going to kill the only lighthouse in this game. An Object 260, I would think that it's going to be quite similar to an Object 252U in tier 8. Not sure about the armor though, but it has got to be better than i7 in the armor respect. Otherwise, I think Object 260 would just be a redundant tank. So, and then AMX M4 MLE 54, I would say, Wargaming's trying. I think there's a source that says the tank is getting nerfed once again, so I have hopes that it's going to be balanced in the end. Let's hope it's going to be the case. But yeah, Object 260 I'll be interested to see, because it's going to be quite a unique tank, to be honest with you. And AMX M54 is also going to be another unique tank. We were going to be seeing whether it will break tier 10 tournaments or not, but I hope they're going to make use of the collector label and nerf tanks where it's getting a little bit too overpowered. I'm talking about T22 as well. Needs a little bit of nerf in terms of the armor. I think it will be perfect already. Next, what direction are you studying at school? Oof, currently I'm doing more of the science degree, more like a geoscience degree. So I'm looking forward to get a first class, and hopefully I could get to keep studying and hopefully to get a PhD. But the problem is I don't feel so motivated. I don't know why, but probably it's because of the recent events. But yeah, I didn't really have that motivation to kind of do really well at the moment. So next, is what is your favorite thing about this game? I think I answered that already. Tournaments. It has got to be the most favorite thing about this game. So, which region do you play? I usually play on the EU server. When I'm back in Hong Kong, I'll play the Asia server, but I don't have a lot of tanks on the Asia server, and I only have Object 140 and ISM as tier 10 tank. And Object 140 honestly is very hard to play on the Asia server for some reason. ISM is much more forgiving, and I think it's due to the playstyle of the Asia server, to be honest with you. But I usually play on the EU server. Next, do you have any plans of joining other clans? No. Next, what is my favorite tier tank for tournaments? I would say T22 medium. Although people will hate me for saying that, but this tank really makes the battle much more mobile, and also make it much more comfortable to play and flank in a medium tank. So if there is no T22 medium or equivalent, then really I think it's going to be all heavy spam, and I really don't want to see that because as you can see with the NA server, it could, I don't know, I feel a bit triggered that the tournament is all about armor and not really the kind of the good play, focus fire, and mobility, and that's why I really love to see CIS server going with a lot of mediums. Yeah, I mean, T22 also have weak ammo rack, so it does have its downside as well. So it's not like the best tank. It's just like a tank that makes the tournaments a lot more interesting to watch, I would say. And also Vegas Light. I mean, really good that Wargaming has put a light tank that can spot, and that can really that has a bit of armor, which yeah, not the best idea. But at least you have a row that is specific for sporting. I really love that Wargaming adds a tank like that. Really diversifies the gameplay a lot when you have the Vickers Light. And next we have, how does one do rating successfully? Just try your best. Try and communicate a lot with your team. And I think, I don't do a lot of rating, so I can't say much. But play the tank you're most comfortable with. I think that will be my advice, to be honest. Next, would you rather play 100 games in FE422 with the hash or heat gun? I say heat gun if I don't have a platoon mate to play with, because honestly, without the heat shell, it's really hard to play. But if you have a platoon mate, then yes, you can use the the hash gun, because what I think about 422, if you play with a hash gun, you need someone to spot for you, so that you know where to flank. And if you don't, but you can't rely on the team, you probably sometimes you're the only medium tank in that team, so no one's going to spot for you, and you'll be the only medium to spot. And it's not really a medium, it has not good medium turret armor. So you really want to play with a platoon mate if you want to go for a hash gun. So if it's not a platoon, I'll probably play the heat. If it's with a platoon, I'll probably play the hash. Next, what is your current favorite tank type to play? Mediums or hands down? It's just you have a lot more control with the team and the game. Basically, you can kind of rotate a lot and try to help your team as much as you can. But in the heavy, you can't really because you are slow, and so on. So right. Next, do you think the current heavy meta is affecting meta and TDs too much? No, I think mediums still have a really good edge about it. I don't think it's obsolete. At least the penetration and tier 10 for tier 10 mediums are fine. However, I think it's affecting tier 8 a lot and tier 7 a lot, to the point that you can't even penetrate with your preamble, which is a bit BS, because the main thing about mediums and lights is to kind of like flank and rotate around and use and dish out your damage. And now you have like combat not being able to penetrate up to 2-5 to you, even with your heat, even with your APCR. It's just, what is this really? just yeah. Next, what is your setup? Currently, if you see here, mic is Razer's Siren X. I got it on the discount. It's really not the best USB mic. I have to assure you. You have better choices with like Elgato, and also like I don't know about I don't think Logitech is one of them, but like Elgato, Blue. I mean, Blue Yeti's been a really popular choice, and then you have the XLR mics, which are goddamn expensive. And then the camera I'm using is the webcam I'm using is Razer Kiyo. The reason I bought Razer Kiyo is just because it has that kind of the ring light, so I don't need to buy extra lighting. So yeah, but yeah. But my mouse is Steel Series, mousepad also Steel Series. I'm using laptop keyboard, so laptop keyboard's already doing a really good job already. So I don't have any space to buy a mechanical keyboard anyway. So. Next. Thank you, Didi. Next, what is your most memorable play in any pro level tournament? I must say, Mercy brings us some really good, memorable stuff. Particularly, I do remember, still clear in my mind, 7 Clippers on fouls against G Game. I don't know, they won it in that game and they executed it perfectly. I just can't seem to forget about that game. And then you have that game against the Zone. It's probably one of the most exciting. Even the commentator really did justice for that game. It's really down to the wire. They won it by caps in the end. It was so close that you're still worried that whether Mercy's going to lose against the Saw or not, or the Saw even, or also known as Ace Ventura. But other than that, other memorable plays would be I remember Loka versus Win that Abarak on Dynasty's Pearl. I screamed in that stream and it was so memorable. So, yes. And also Loka versus Raid and that game where there are like 3 cap win denials from Loka's team. Loka won that game in the end. It was like, what? I wish I could stream in my room. It was just amazing. I would say Arctic stream is going to it's going to be even more exciting when he's streaming that game. It's just really close. Raid being denied twice at 995 cap points, just only like 1 second, and Loki is going to lose that. So imagine how exciting that game is. Just oof. Right, next, who were the first people you grew attached to? What do you mean by that? In real life or in the game? If you're talking about in real life, I'm sorry to say, nobody really grew attached to me. Right, so sad. Apart from 2 people that grew attached to me in the end, which became my really good friends. And next, what is my favorite premium tank? Gotta say, T22 medium. Well, I mean that's collected tank. If you talk about gold premium tanks, I would say, I think Annihilator is also a collected tank. So I would say Object 252 because the armor so good, and the gun is okay. I mean, it's not the best, but it's okay. But it's just so overpowered that the armor, so you can't really compare with other tanks, really. Next, what is my favorite song? I have so many songs that I like, so I can't really remember the songs that I can recall a lot. But my most favorite song this year, I would say would be "Sleeping at Last 9." But that song was out like 2 years ago, I think. So I got to listen to that song this year for some reason. But I think apart from that, I don't know. I'm gonna check my playlist if I can. Because ballad seems to work really well for me. It's really hard to say, to be honest with you, because I really love a lot of songs this year. Not a particularly bad song. Not particularly bad year for music. I do listen to a lot of non-mainstream stuff, so you probably wouldn't have heard some of the songs I've listened to. Yeah, I just can't seem to name because all the songs are equally good. And like "Sleeping at Last 9" is like it's like a standout song for me. I really can't name anyone of that, to be honest with you. I can't really say. Perhaps Bruno Major. I'll sleep when I'm older, which is really calming song. I don't know. Well, next. Do you know who Heidfetz is? No, sorry. Next question. What is my favorite food? When I was small, I really liked steak for some reason, but now I've grown increasingly vegetarian. That's not going to be really my case. I would say margarita pizza. It's really good. I really love that. I think it's also my favorite food. It has to be really good margarita pizza, so it's not like the margarita pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino's. It has to be some authentic Italian restaurants. Then yeah, the margarita pizza can be really good. Yeah. Next, how can you keep your win rate when the game is full of noobs? Really good question here. You can't really expect to win a game with the team you have. Not something you can control a lot, to be honest with you. But I would say play the tanks that you feel like you have more control over the situation with the team. And also you probably need to play with the team, so it's not just as simple as like going with the team. You probably want to get the crossfire for your team so that your team will become a lot more comfortable with the positions they are in, and they can kind of get a lot more aggressive. So I think with this in mind, then maybe you can get better win rate. Just you have to work with your team, that's for sure. If you cannot blame that your team is bad, although a lot of teams are bad, to be honest with you. But only the way to increase is really to work with your team. That's kind of the thing I can only say. Next, do you want to be friends? No. Next, do you think what do you think is the best tournament team to ever exist in Blitz? Really good question. I would say 2018 Raid. I mean, apart from that Gorilla Boost, they've shown some really exciting and really good games. Really good map reading against Ace Ventura. I don't think any other team can really contest that. Apart from maybe 7-star last year, which is also really, really good. The Mercy team has been really fun to watch this spring season and also this year. I don't know about... I think I would change my opinion when it's going to be Mercy versus Rain, because I think this is going to be one of the best matchups we're going to be seeing for a really long time. I could change my opinion if that's going to happen, but unfortunately, coronavirus restrictions. Sorry. More than yeah. Next, do you want to be next? What do you know about Poland? I only know about the capital Warsaw and probably Lewandowski and what else? The K word. Not much. Really sorry. Maybe also Chadney, the kind of the famous composer for piano etudes, which when you start learning piano, then you gotta suffer from Chadney etudes. So, right, which nation tanks are easier to grind? I don't have particular opinions with that. But it seems that European nations, the Italian or the Swedish one, are relatively easy to grind in my opinion. I don't think our nations are quite easy though. So next, which game was your absolute favorite game of our autumn season? Okay, autumn season. I would say obviously Loka versus Raid. I said it before, that game on Rockfield. I think that's the second game. How Loka managed to reset, how Loka managed to do Captain Isle thrice is just out of my mind. And two of them being a Captain Isle at 995 cap wins. That's just, oh my goodness. I mean, I got like 5 pages in Word. I only got into the second page, so I hope I have enough time for them all. Next, can you predict Loka to become last place during the next tournament? Only if you show to me that you didn't deserve to be top 4 next in the next tournament. And yeah, I would say I would only predict that way, because for my Jinx tour, I have to predict seriously. I have to put in a lot of effort to predict well, just to make the Jinx work. So, Loka, if you want to become the last place, just play badly, then I'll put you in last place. Next, did you why did you name Nice Nice? GNIS. Yes, it has got to do with the rock. The reason it has got to do with the rock properties there, where it's a metamorphic rock. It's his change into a quite a hard rock through high pressure and high temperature. And I think with this kind of property, it kind of describes the clan really well, where even under really bad situations, you can still perform really well, and that's why I really like this clan name Nice. It's got to be one of the best one of the best ideas I've ever come in my entire life, so I really am proud of naming Nice as Nice because of that. Next, why are you so handsome? I think you're just kidding me about that, because otherwise, if I'm so handsome, then I would have been asked out for a couple of times. Well, I didn't. Well, I wasn't. Nobody asked me out during my high school years, which arguably should be the best time for people to ask me out. I would have not been single for the entire high school year if I were that handsome. So. Sorry, I wish. I wish I was that handsome. But luckily someone did ask me out at the end, so I mean, previously, so... I don't know, but I think, like, I'm going to ask that, answer the question later on as well. Next. What was the clan you got your challenger avatar with? It's Nice. Back in the, I think back in 2019 with both spring season and also spring season and also the challenge the choose the season. Yeah, I think you're kidding me. Agent Lion. Right, if you could nerf 2 tanks above 2 tanks, which tanks would they be and why? Oof, this is going to be a hard question, to be honest with you. Let's talk about buffing 2 tanks. I will only get tier tank into question. I would say both Batchat and also T95 E6. Batchat is because, yeah, it's good mobility, but the accuracy is kind of disappointing and the veering is a little bit on the meh side. So I really love the Batchat to be buffed a little bit, not too much. And then if I want to buff another tank, I would say T95 E6 because the accuracy of the move is just horrible. When you're in a quite mobile tank and if your accuracy is relatively bad, then it's quite like a recipe for disaster for me. And if you could nerf 2 tanks, I'm going to say T22 medium needs a nerf, which the armor is just a little bit too good, and maybe Vickers Light. Also the view range is just so good, and also the mobility is so good. The armor is also alright as well. You can get some bounces when you do hold down and so on. I play the game though. Yeah, I play the game. So next. Has Running Swarm made inroads in coming back to official commentary, and do you want to work with him? I obviously want to work with him and co-commentate with him one day, which is going to be a pleasure to do so. But really, it's going to be a little bit hard to kind of like work with one another in a co-commentary situation because you need to make sure that you have similar style to begin with. If you don't, then it's a little bit hard to kind of like adjust to one another. But yeah, I'll try my best. But I would really love to collaborate with Running Swarm. But has he made inroads to coming back to? I don't think so. Because there are because really the recent things. Recently, a lot more people have started doing commentary and so on. We have Stin doing commentary now. We have the Falcon dude starting to do commentary. Economics Mate might be doing commentary as well. So it's simply, yeah, Rogue Swarm now has come back. I would say with a lot more commentators now in the mix. It's now going to be more about, it's going to be a lot more competitive than before, and really to maintain the competitiveness of my channel and also kind of the uniqueness I bring in my commentaries and my streams, it's going to be quite difficult to kind of keep up. I would say I might have to do like double the effort I'm doing right now in order to kind of be competitive, because right now I don't have the kind of the advantages that other big channels have, like the subscribers, the viewership, and so on. So that means I have to kind of do something really well in other respects. So in order to keep me like at similar level as them. So I won't say Rogues One made inroads, but the recent influx of lots of commentators really made the whole scene a lot more competitive. And if you want to become one of the official commentators, then you must work really hard for that, especially for spring season, which I would say there might be at the most like 10 people fighting for like 4 or 5 commentator spots, and it's daunting to think of that, right? Next, what would you rather eat? Burger or pizza? I would say pizza. I like burger, but then you can't go vegetarian with pizza, not for burger. So that's why pizza. That's kind of like a stupid answer, but yeah. Next, what is your most favorite meal of all time? Say Rickrolling, because I grew up with that, and it's just really loved to Rickroll people and then just get them a little bit mad, but Rickrolling is quite a good meme, I must say. And I like the troll face as well. Next, what is your least favorite tank? KB4. I mean, now it's buffed a bit, but then the gun's so bad. The mobility is so bad, so large. The armor's not really that good. I mean, it's just bad in everything, okay? Next question, where are you micro? What do you mean by that? Microphone? Racer Siren X? Next, do you have any plans for your clan beaters? Not really. I would say I would say the reason why I don't have any plans is that it's so hard to get a team of 7 players, especially with beaters not being like the most popular team out there. So getting some really good players is quite a hard job to do, and because also my recruitment standards are quite high. So I really want to have players that fit my playstyle, fit my philosophy well. So I'm not like clans which would recruit like basically everyone. And obviously now with YouTube being a lot more successful than me trying to play a Clan Wars team, that I would say like YouTube is going to be obviously my first priority rather than creating another team for Clan Wars. Next, which tanks do you think are in need of a buff? I said KV4, which I want to keep KV4 like that because I just don't want to see that tank becoming good. But I think I said it before in tier 10, Bat Chat and also Bat Chat and also what? Bat Chat and also I can't recall. Bat Chat and also T95E6, they need a buff. I don't know about other tiers. Nothing that I can think of at the moment because I don't like play a lot on. Next, which tanks or lines are taught you the most? T28 tier 4. That's why it holds a really special place in my heart. I think that tank it's actually the tank where I started playing well in the game. So can't think of any other tanks that would kind of rival with that. Next, what are these questions for? These questions are for your mother, so I don't know, maybe well, next, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. I personally hate rap, so I personally don't have a preference for that. But it seems Cardi B's more sassy. I mean SASSY, not that sexy, sassy. So that's why I would say Cardi B, not Nicki Minaj. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to throw shade into Nicki Minaj, but just I don't know, maybe both of them are the same, but like I think they look I don't know. I don't want to comment further about that, but next. What was your best record damage? I remember I have one game with more than 8,000 damage, but pretty much is around that. I have a video specially made for me kind of in Matt C69's channel, Meet C69's channel, and it's actually a projector game with Yori 12. I did more than 7k in that game, and yeah, that was a really good game for me, and And I think that's kind of the I mean, in terms of like a documented game, I think that's the best record of damage probably. But I think I remember there's a game with 8k. Next, what is my favorite legendary camo? I don't really pay too much attention on legendary camos, so I would say Leopard 1 Wild because it's named Wild, and I think it's named after me, so I would say Leopard 1 Wild. I think it's my most favorite legendary camo. Next, how do you reach top 8? I can make a long video about that. But I think if I want to sum it up, then you really need to practice like Ling 40 hours a day. So you probably want to practice a lot with the team. But with that, also you need to know how to practice well. You need to know what aims you want to aim for in this practice. So it's just not like train with your team and just do a random training. You need to know what you want to work on, and you need to plan a way to kind of make that target feasible. So that's why if you want to reach top 8, you need effective training, and you need to watch a lot of previous streams on how good clans play, particularly hopefully my stream, because I also kind of analyze during the commentary what these teams have been doing right or wrong. Next, is it possible if the next tier 10 tournament has draft and ban system on World Tank Splits? I don't think that's possible, just because it's going to give a lot of stress to the coding side of this tournament. So I believe no, I don't think Kramwagen. I don't think the next tier 10 tournament. I don't think it is possible. To say Messi or Ronaldo, I think football is not a one-man game, so I don't want to comment on both. But these two are definitely legends for me. So I would say an answer. Have an answer for this, just because they're quite old now, nearing the age of retirement. It's going to be sad to see them retire in one day, probably in the very near future. Next, what do you think the Kramwagen fits well in the current meta after the Blitz Cups in all regions? Well, I think so. It fits really well, particularly the CAS server, where they really love the kind of like the ambush movement and also their focus fire. So yeah, personally I would say Kramwagen, it's a really good tank for current meta. Oh, someone asked me how old am I. I think I forgot to answer that. I'm 21 years old. Turning 22 this month, so well. Next, Jack, how to become handsome? I'm not handsome. Don't ask me. Ask your crush. Next, did he even read you to chat? My moderation stopped kind of collating stuff for me, so please tell them to give me to send me the questions. Next, what is your opinion about wargaming? Next, what do you think wargaming will give us the ability to add bots on training room in order for us to train? Don't think so, because there are lots of like unknown parameters you put into that bot, and I don't think with a game like World Tank Splits they even can't get some basic bugs fixed. So I don't think they will be able to do that in the future. Next, what is your personal goal in tournaments, and how have you achieved it? Obviously not. My personal goal would be to get into the offline finals, which obviously is a really long way. I mean, it's just like a dream, and yeah, it was just too hard. Like managing a team, hoping that the players didn't go to a more reputable team is always a hard thing to do. So no, I haven't achieved that. I wish. What is your opinion about wargaming messing up other keys? I think they should be held accountable, because honestly, it's somewhat embarrassing that some players got a lot of keys and some still haven't received, and I think they should have tested that feature before, particularly with the regular streams talking about updates. Would be a really good opportunity to test whether the prices handed out are working or not. And to be honest with you, giving some players a lot of keys probably would have hurt a lot in terms of the profit of this game. So I think it should be held accountable. I don't think it's going to be something that should not be taken lightly off. Next, what do you think was Legion's downfall during the Blitz Cup? Don't think they had a downfall in my opinion. It's just they played somewhat similarly to before, and I saw like a big disadvantage with their kind of play. I think it's really due to like the EU meta overall. Teams really like to play with caps and play broadly, trying to get the map control. I think it's not really the fault of all of the teams. Maybe I just watch a lot more games on other regions to come into that conclusion. But I think Legions, maybe if you tell me if it's a downfall, I would say Endgame probably did really well countering that. They evolved, they changed a lot in their strategies, and that's why Legion seemed to be not playing well on that day. But it's really down to actually Endgame finding the weakness in Legion's strategies and so on, to be honest with you. Next, how should new players grind from tier 7 to tier 8 because of the premiums and so on? Nothing much you can do about that. The only thing you can do is to spam boosters so that you can get to the new module as quickly as possible. And really try to work with your team, try to isolate the tanks. It's going to be hard, nonetheless. You don't have that inherent advantage, so if you find it tough to do that, try play tier 10 tanks with the orange XP, the free XP booster on, so that you will have more XP for free to kind of get your way out of tier 7 and 8 quickly. So the main goal is to get out of this quickly. So the only thing to do is to kind of use boosters and make sure you use those times 5, times 3 boosters onto your tier 7, tier 8 tanks, not onto other tanks. So next, who is your favorite Blitz YouTuber? I would say Rolling Swarm, because he is one of the big reasons why I got into YouTube in the first place. I really like his commentary. I really like that he's now back in commentating. Okay, the next questions are really really personal question. Am I single? Yes. But I also have to say more about that, because yes, I am single. But I'm not currently not fond of getting into a relationship. Not like months. Like I don't want to be in a relationship for months for now, because of a multitude of reasons personally, and I think it's also very hard for me to be in a relationship because of various reasons. But yeah. I don't know, maybe in the future, but currently it's really not at the top of my priority right now. Yeah, just don't want to go to that. Just yeah. Next, what are your thoughts on ATGMs being removed? Personally, I was neutral about that. Particularly for tournaments, I think it brings in a lot more diversity to those tournament strats, but then in randoms I really want it removed, just because it's kind of frustrating when you just got shots from in the cover. So yeah, I think it's good that the ATGM is now finally removed, so you can be confident in hiding your tank. And next, why didn't your prediction dual universe for NA? I think I answered that question before. It's because NA teams are a lot more like stratified, like more the teams the level they're in a lot more apart, and yes, so yeah, it's quite predictable. I think, as I also said, it's also the most confident in terms of my prediction. So right. Next, what is your favorite and least favorite tier 10 tank? My most favorite T62A. My least favorite, I'll say at the moment, VK90 0.8F001P. Yeah, it has good armor, good mobility, but the gun is just not the gun I love to have. Very bad DPM, accuracy is just not really good, and yeah, it's just that you cannot respawn a lot to situations. So, right. Next, what is your favorite and least favorite tier 10 tank? I would say, well, I said already, sorry. Next, do you think the Type 5 Heavy should be added to the game only if Wargaming manages to find a way for that? Because I heard it's very big. The Japanese Heavy, if I remember correctly, and I don't know about the gun. I think mouse is already good enough. I don't think we need anything larger than a mouse. And only if they downscale it, then maybe, yeah, but that would be... Well, I mean, this game's not realistic anyway, but, you know. Next, how can you be more reactive in the battle? Any tips for counter pushing? I would say look more into the map. I think first thing to do after you go into your position, or when you are going into your position, okay, or I'll put it this way: when you are moving at the start of the game, look at where the team is going as well. And that would mean that you go very defensive in your position, or you go aggressive in your position. And to be more reactive, always look at your mini map. Always count the numbers around you, where you have teammates behind you to kind of get your shielding, get your crossfire. And if you don't, then absolutely there is no reason for you to stay. It's not because I mean, don't throw it like into you're not man enough if you don't if you run away. So don't treat it like that. It's just run away if you need to. Absolutely. If they want to blame you for that, they just let it go, because in the end it's all about trying to get damage, trying to win. So if you need to run, just run, yeah. And also that's how you become reactive in the battle. Really count the numbers, predict where the enemies are. Always look at where the teammates are, and I think that will be really important. And any tips for counter pushing? Yeah, I'll count the numbers first, and if you think you have the numbers, then you can do a counter push. But if you don't, then be patient, bleed the enemies, and if you have more hit points, then you can try to do a counter push. Next, when was your favorite year playing World of Tanks Blitz 2019? Because I got to lead a team, a lot of players to work with, really happy. Love tournaments, just a really good year for me to learn a lot of tournaments. Next, what type of music do you listen to? Pop usually, not the very mainstream pop. They're really not my taste, not my cup of tea. Mellow pop, really like music songs which are a lot more retrospective. I also listen to classical music, which at times when I'm on a trip, then you have some really long hours of commuting transport, then yeah, I got to kind of put my headphones on with some symphonies. They could be really good. Next, do you have a pet, or would you like to own a pet? I don't have a pet. I don't think I would own a pet because I think I have so much time to do already in real life. I don't think I have enough time to care for a pet. So I'm sorry. I don't think I would have a pet. What is your cat's name? I don't have a pet. Sorry. Next, how did you become the best EU player? I'm not the best EU player. I don't think that's the best question. I don't think I'm the person to ask. I think you should ask maybe Whoopsie, or maybe I don't know, any one of the players in like Endgame or Legion. And I think they would have a better answer. But if in order to become the best EU player, sometimes you can't really, because sometimes now in the end it goes down to really your kind of your body abilities with your reaction time, and also your mind and so on. So yeah, you can become like a really good player, becoming the best player. It really needs that extra step, which you can't really do in the end. Next, I think you should be more relaxed in commentating. Thanks for the feedback. Next, do you have COVID-19? I don't think so, but I heard one of my roommates are getting one of my roommates is getting a test today, and the test results will be here soon. So, will he have COVID? I don't know. Let's hope I won't get transmitted. But how old are you? Oh, I should have answered that earlier. 21, 2022 in the end. Next question. Hi, which is from Fixie. He said it in Russian. He asked me, "Hey bro, do you have heels?" I don't have high heel shoes, sorry, but it will be an interesting experience to wear high heels, to be honest with you, because you will feel taller, and I'm very short, so but it's also very uncomfortable because you need to kind of find a new way to balance yourself. So I don't know. If I feel comfortable, maybe I will have one day wear high heels. We'll see. Yeah, I hate you. Perhaps you're not handsome. Next, what is your breed? What do you mean, race? Next question. Can I win the giveaway? No. Next question. Can you answer Carol 8's question? No. Next question. What do you think about recent updates? I think they are okay. They are not the worst. But they always break some stuff. But I think recent updates, I think they are doing the. I think they are heading in the right direction. And particularly the next update, remove the ATGMs, are really good. I think it's the opinion which has been sought after for a really long time from the community. So yeah. Next, what is the best way to increase your win rate? I'm so sorry, but if you don't mind, then go seal clubbing. Really, this is really the only way for you to increase your win rate, because for higher tiers you can play really good, but also the skill set of the other team is also better. So if you really want to increase your win rate, your only chance is to seal club, to be honest with you, or play in the tank you think you're the best in. Then maybe you could get a lot of wins. But really, just seal club. Just go to lower tiers and play. I'm so sorry, but it's like the only way you could increase your win rate. So next, how many mastery badges did I have? I checked. I have more than 200 of that. I believe I have much more because the number of that is only documented. I think since only an update, not at the start of the game, so I might have like double the amount in the end. Next question, what does the fox say? Sorry, I didn't have time to take a listen to that Ilvis song again, so I cannot sing that out in this stream. Sorry. And I forgot how it's said. Next, do you like bat soup? No, sorry. And that's kind of insensitive as well, so please. Next question, what do you think about the future of Blitz? I think there is a lot to offer for the Blitz, particularly tournament side. I think it's been there for some time, but it's not really until like this year where a lot of commentators start and the community starts taking a look into the esports side of things. And I think next year is going to be a lot more important for World of Tanks Blitz, where they could get esports right, because with a lot more commentators, and Wargaming will also become a lot more proactive in contacting community contributors and so on, and there are a lot more streamers than before. So I think in the future, let's see how World of Tanks Blitz Wargaming is going to deal with tournament side of things. Right. Next, what is your favorite tank for every tier? Oh, I got to spend a lot of time for that. Tier 1, I would say the remove tank M1 medium, I think. The British medium, I really like that tank. Tier 2, originally the M1 light, if I remember correctly. But Tier 2, I think it's now moved down to Tier 1, actually. Tier 3, I would say Panzer 3A, though I really like when I was still clubbing. And I'm not sure if it's still there, the German medium. Or it says German light, forgot. Then Tier 4, T28 medium from the from Soviet Union. Tier 5 Wolverine, hands down. I don't think there is any other better tank than Wolverine. Tier 6, I'm stuck between Jackson, the E2 with the original modules with that EC8 gun, and also the EC8 turret. It's a really good tank. And also stuck with Cromwell as well, which is also a really decent tank, and VK36.01H, which has a lot of armor, and I don't know why they buff it, because originally it's already really good. The gun is also pretty good as well. Tier 7, I'm going with Annihilator. Originally it was T25 too, but Annihilator, they just broke the game with that, so I'm going with that. Tier 8, I will go for Carnarvon. Tier 9, I would go for don't really know, because I don't play a lot of tier 9, maybe T54. And tier 10, T62A. Next, why are you giving free, bro? I don't have any other bros which are kidnapped by me, so I can't give any free bros, sorry. Next, what do you think about Mnet85? If you're watching this, Mnet85, what do you? I'm so sorry to say about this, please don't be mad at me. I don't think her commentary style is the style that I'm the most fond of, to say it politely. But I think she's really good at what she's doing, and considering her health conditions, I really appreciate what her efforts. Oh, Oh, sorry for using his. Her efforts in putting into the commentating style and so on. And I really love how she devotes time into commentating, which is something that I really appreciate. Commentary style, not necessarily the best I would think, but I really appreciate her efforts and her contribution to esports in general. Next, what do you think is the most forgotten tank in Blitz 225-2? I would say. It's an American TD, but it has a really good gun with that really amazing DPM. I think it was around 2k DPM, and for a tier 7 tank, it's really good. Doesn't have the best armor, but if you play it somewhat like a medium tank, and it has really good turret traverse speed as well for a TD. I think it should be a tank that should be looked more into. And next, can you help me farm the KP2? Is probably one of the tanks I don't I probably one of the tanks I really hate, so sorry. Next, what is your favorite type of ammunition in the game? Primal, just because you have higher penetration, you can penetrate stuff, so you won't need to like go absolutely nuts for not penetrating anything. Next question, from the Deal For Real. Can I get a pair of cookies? No. Next, will you get a perm rocking? I don't know what you mean. Next, do you think you start a tournament team with your clan? I would think so. Problem is, it's so hard to create a tournament team with kind of a lot of players have now been settled in different clans, trying to prize them away. And I don't like to poach clans. I don't like to poach a lot of people from the clans. So that's why I might get some people from other clans from time to time, but I won't get like the entire team. I don't like getting that team just going to my team. It's just not something that I would agree with. Next, what is the capital of Great Britain? Edinburgh. Next, why do some people hate games but keep playing them? I think this is a good question to ask because it's like you can't use just one simple word to answer the question: addiction. Yeah, you might be if you're addicted to, say, you're not like you don't consider whether it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. For example, if you like fast food a lot, like if you're addicted to fast food, yeah, you know that fast food is really bad for your health. It doesn't taste good, but you keep coming back to that just because if you don't eat that, you can't live with it, and it could be without any good reason at all. And I think that could be applied to this game as well. Yeah, if you are not playing this game, you might feel a bit uneasy. And yeah, even if this game could be a pretty bad game for you, I think that already explains why. Next, which region did you enjoy the most watching from the Blitzcamp tournaments? I would say CIS region. The reason being that CIS region has a lot of I really like the playstyle, lots of mobility, mediums and clippers. Really like how they ambush the clans and the teams and so on. And I really love how they actually work with information instead of using like initial strategies. And they analyze situations really well. That's why I really love watching CIS. They are really exciting to watch. Next, am I a Chinese? This is a really interesting question because it's quite a political question if you ask me. I do want to identify myself as a Hong Konger, but I don't want to go deep into that. Otherwise, I would violate the rules of this game, and probably I would get shut down. But yeah. This is probably not the best question to ask, to be honest. Next, A or B? B. Next, what is your opinion on matchmaking regular battles? I think they are fine. You can't have. I don't think they are the worst. I mean, I always give this as an example. Go play a matchmaking battle in Halo Reach or any first-person shooting game. They have much worse matchmaking. You might have like 4 players on one team being absolutely OP and the other players on your team being absolutely rubbish. I don't think that happened a lot in this game, so I think the matchmaking is fine. It's not the best, not the worst as well. Next, when is the next giveaway? I don't think I will do a giveaway for 1k subs because otherwise I have to do a giveaway very quickly. I think I will do another giveaway when I have like 2,000 subs. We'll see. Next, what's your favorite tier 8 premium tank? Object25 to you. Next, do you like cheese? Which one is your favorite? I'm not really fond of cheese, but I like Parmesan cheese, but that's pretty much it. Not a fan of cheese, really. Next. What would you like to bring back to the game? I'm sorry, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I want spare parts back in the game without a timer, obviously. And I think if it's brought back in the option of as an option, other than using credits to get your equipment slot, then yes, I think spare parts would be a good idea for that respect. So if I could get my equipment slot with using the spare parts instead of credits, then yes, because honestly, you need to. If you don't pay for the game, then the credit system in this game is very horrible, and I think there is a question about that as well. Where what changes do you want to see in this game? And I think the credit system is something they need to fix on, because there is absolutely no reason that you still cannot earn anything when you win a game in high tiers, especially in high tiers where you have fought really hard for a win, and you still can't earn any credits. It's just doesn't make any sense at all. I guess I understand if you lose a match, if you lose credits, then yes, but you still lose like 10,000 to 20,000 credits for winning a game, and I think that's just ridiculous. Next, how deep is how can I improve my luck to get this pass? I think join as many giveaways as possible. I think this giveaway has the highest chance, has odds of getting a pass. Next, how deep is rabbit hole? Ask J-Bug, not me. Next, how you fail, bro? I don't know what you mean by that, but I guess I fell from the sky really hard and I hurt really bad. It's just not a good feeling, obviously. I really wish I didn't fall from the sky at first. Next. Not the winners aren't announced yet. Why does the value of gold decrease every year? Is it right? Is it true? I want someone to fact check for me. But if it's the case, and maybe it's just an illusion, I don't know. Because Wargaming has done a lot more events recently, particularly the Battle Pass, where you just need to pay around like £5 to get a premium pass, and then you can get a lot of gold for that. And I think this is why the value of gold seems to decrease every year, just because Wargaming is doing a lot more stuff to give away and also a lot more discounts. That's why you feel like the value of gold, because it's like lower and lower every year. Next, when is the next pass? Someone leaked the next pass to be in January. I don't know if it's the case, but I really hope Wargaming is not going to do like premium pass every month, because basically you need to force people to play the game every month with lots of free things. Next, what made you play World Tank Splits and not World Tanks PC? And as I said, World Tanks PC are a lot bigger and a lot more people and a lot more exposed. I mean, lots of places you can work with higher tank. I don't know. I just don't I just don't get how to play it well, and I'm really not good in aiming things. So, World Tank Splits is easy to play and easy to work with. Next, what is your favorite tank destroyer? I don't play a lot of tank destroyers. Maybe Wolverine, because it's not a tank destroyer, it's just a medium tank, so I love Wolverine a lot. Next, why did you choose Wild One's Helper to be your name? It's actually, I named myself to be Wild One's Helper quite a long time ago, when on Facebook there is a game called Wild Ones, and I contribute to the wiki page, which is not run by that company, Playdom, and I want to help that wiki, so that's why I named myself Wild One's Helper. Just being a helper of that game. But yeah, but then I didn't create a lot more names after that. Maybe a Random Soldier is good, but Wild One's Helper seems to be like my brand name now, so that's why I chose that name. Next, is AMX why is his mic bigger than his whole face? Because the mic, you need your mouth to be closer than your mic, to be quite close to your mouth in order to have a really good sound. That's why you don't really see like my full face in the stream. Otherwise, you just you can hear the difference in voice quality, and I just back off and just say something here. You will notice some big difference in terms of the voice quality, and so on. If I get closer, then it's going to sound better. Next, is AMX30B better than Leopard 1? No. I think Leopard 1 is better because it's better gun, better DPM. Mobility, I think, is similar, so and also better accuracy. So I think AMX30B is really not better than Leopard 1. Final question. From all the comments you asked me, what changes do you want to see in World of Tank Splits? As I said before, credit system, they need to fix that. And all besides that, make grading stock tanks much more comfortable to do. Because really, I mean seriously, when you get a stock tank with 75% crew, and I think a lot of people won't go for that 100% crew with gold just because they want to waste gold. And it's just simply horrible when you play that. It's just... Imagine you have that STI and you have the fully upgraded IS3, well, no, that's a bad example. Let's say the, not Pershing, it's not good. Let's just take one, like a tier 9 stock tank, and the tier 8 this tank, which is fully researched with 100% crew. That tank is much better than a tier 9 stock tank, and in the tier 9 you might be facing tier tanks, and that doesn't make sense at all. I mean, why is that tier 9 stock tank much worse than a tier 8 counterpart, being fully researched and so on? It just doesn't make sense. Just make it more bearable. At least buff the stock modules such that it has better mobility, has better accuracy. It's just a big downgrade from that fully researched tank, and I think that needs to be fixed. And also, I said about the credit system, they also need to fix because it just doesn't make sense when you win a battle and you still lose a ton of credits for doing so, which is just counterintuitive in the first place. So, all questions finished. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, let's start a giveaway. Draw. I'm just going to put myself into a studio mode, and hopefully. Chrome. Oh, I'm gonna get Firefox. Yeah, for some reason it's not capturing my Sorry, just going to... Please give me a minute or so. Oh, yes. There we go. Right. Right, good. Whoops, nope, 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 there we go. Nope, nope, sorry, not the desk. Well, I mean, someone asked me to buy them a new desk just because their desk is so wonky and so on. I'm just finding the best desk for him. It's just hopefully we'll have a better time with that desk, and hopefully he doesn't have to bear with the sounds, and also, I mean, it's shaking a lot. It's just not good. Hopefully if I got the right desk for him, then maybe that would be a lot better for him in terms of working, so on. Right, there we go. Let's start pick a random winner. Come on. It's not working for some reason. For some reason, just let me fix it's not working. Okay. I'll just bear with me for a moment. And after that, I will answer some of the questions in the chat, which I will, Ah, that's the right one. Good, I got the wrong link. There we go. No, there we go. Let's start. First winner is. Hi, congratulations, our necromancer. Congratulations on that win. Okay, great. So I'm going to copy your name, and I will put your name to your to Wargamings. If you want a pass somewhere else, please tell me, and please tell me in private chat. I will also check after this stream the 2 vs 2 as well. So I'm going to pick 12 more here. Next. Hi, congratulations, Matt. I'm going to copy your name. So tell me if you have won it somewhere else. Next. Congratulations, Daniel. You've won your pass. So we're going to do next. Congratulations, Paradise. Do you like Blitz? I obviously like Blitz. So let's pick another winner. Congratulations. I don't want to butcher your name. I'll call you Partap because you said Partap here. You got your pass. So there are 8 more to go. So the next will be. Congratulations, Electrosword. So you got your pass. Next. Oh, congratulations on being honor, you got your pass. How are you feeling right now? So far, a lot of them are Asia server, so you guys are so lucky. Congratulations, Doki Doki! Yes! Oh, how are you feeling right now? Right, so far we got 8 winners, so 5 more to go for this stream. So let's see. Congratulations, Ginger Laser. Always Asia server for some reason. So, right, we have 4 more to go. So, wow, whew. It's going to be tough, isn't it? Let's go. Oh, someone from RU server won this. Congratulations, Chair, I believe, from your news name there. So you won yours as well. Okay, next, congratulations, man, through 301 2017. Finally, someone from the EU server. And how many we have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more to go for this stream. So, oof. Let's. What happens if you already have the pass? Tell me in the private chat. If you tell me before, if you tell me in the private messaging, then I will draw one for the next stream as well. Okay. Next. Congratulations, Lupo. Yeah, you won your pass. And finally, for this stream, 12 more to go for the stream, 2 vs 2 stream. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's go. Oof. And finally, congratulations, Violin. Violins is not the answer. What then, Viola? So congratulations to you. And so far, 30 minutes have been picked from this giveaway. 12 more to go in 2 vs 2 Elite League season season 12. I'll be streaming the quarterfinals. One of them have gone through to the next round, so congratulations. And if you have won your pass already, tell me in the in private chat, so I will free you up a space. So I've been told that all of them has got their pass. So I'm just going to pick one more here now. Finally. Right. Congratulations, Australia, for winning your pass. So that's going to be it for this round. We have already announced 13 winners here so far. One of them have claimed to have won the pass. So 12 more to go. You still have a lot of chance, and I think this is going to be the biggest odds you have for getting the pass. So yeah, congratulations to all, and we'll see you very soon. I'll do it in between the battles. So thank you for watching. I'm also going to answer some of your questions in 6 minutes. So yeah. So hopefully my moderators didn't collect anything for me. Oh god. I'm just going to feed all the questions you guys asked me. Seek wants to cry. Oh my god. What do you think? Wargaming should run professional tournaments for PC players in Blitz. I think so. I think they should try it for I don't know. I don't think they have enough I don't think you have enough space for that, just because it's just a really I think it's just a really I think it's I don't know what to say. They already have the mobile players already. I mean, it's made for mobile players, and don't think they have enough like I don't think it has enough like community. The community is not made for one such thing, so that's why I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. The winners were just announced. For enough them were announced. Why Forge doesn't have 640 alpha on the single shotgun? Is it really the case though? If that's the case, I don't know why. Don't ask me. Oh, sorry, I mean, Restream just cut some of my questions away. Right, so someone asked me, if you have some more questions, I'll try to ask you. No, 2 vs 2 is going to be in 19 minutes, in around 19 minutes. Any Q&A, I would do some Q&A there as well. If some moderators, if you're watching this stream, then maybe can you just sum up the questions that have been asked in this stream and just tell me from there? It would be really good. Next, it came up to me. What came up to you? Did you just make some big statement yourself? If that's so, then I'm proud of you though. Next, aren't you PC bot? Yeah, I'm a PC bot. So, good. Right, and will people be able to get 2 battle passes? No. You only can get 1, and if you get the second one, then it's useless for you. To be honest with you, just don't waste a spot for that. So right, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for joining in this stream. So I hopefully will see you all in the 2 vs 2 tournaments, and I'll pick 12 more winners in that giveaway. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.